Well, hello there. Welcome back to the channel. My name is James, and here at 20th and 21st Movies, we are about all things cinema. Well, 2022 is shaping up to be the year of dreams, I would almost say, when it comes to physical media in 4K Ultra HD. I mean, there's so many amazing titles that are coming out this year on 4K Ultra HD, including in March, we're getting The Apartment, the Billy Wilder film, we're getting Touch of Evil, the Orson Welles film. Those are both coming from Kino Lorber on 4K Ultra HD, and I'm very excited for those. On Tuesday, we're supposed to be getting Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, Tuesday, February the 22nd. The film starring Gary Oldman, that's coming out on Tuesday, February the 22nd. Of course, I'm a little bit concerned about my Amazon pre-order for that one because I still don't have a delivery date, even though it is now Sunday before Tuesday that it's supposed to come out. So at this point, I'm probably gonna be going into the stores to see if I might be able to find it at a Best Buy or somewhere, but we shall see. But yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed that it looks like I may not be getting my Amazon delivery of Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy this Tuesday, but we'll have to be on the lookout for that. I know that my Invasion of the Body Snatchers came a little bit later than its official release date. So don't know if that's supply chain issues or what's going on there. Also in March, we're getting a couple of Criterion 4K Ultra HD combo packs, including The Last Waltz, the Martin Scorsese film, as well as Le Cirque Rouge. So I'm looking forward to those coming out in March. So March is gonna be a huge month. And then there are several other fantastic 4K Ultra HD releases coming as well, like American Werewolf in London, RoboCop. I believe those are both Arrow video releases coming out in April or sometime later in the year. And then there's several other titles that have been announced for 4K Ultra HD that I'm really excited about, including the Godfather Trilogy. So 2022 is looking to be awesome when it comes to 4K Ultra HD releases, not only in what's been announced so far, but what else is going to be announced? That's what I'm looking to see, is what else is coming out in 4K that's about to be announced. So it seems like every day we get new announcements, and I cannot wait to hear what's next. So I thought in this video I would share with you my thoughts in terms of my wish list for 4K Ultra HD releases. So these are films that have not been officially announced for 4K Ultra HD that I would love to see get a 4K release in 2022 as soon as possible. So let me know in the comments below what films are on your wish list for 4K Ultra HD releases. What are the films that you are most looking forward to seeing be announced and released on 4K Ultra HD? These are mine, so let's go. The first film is a film from director Michael Mann. This is a film that's on many people's wish lists. This is a film that's been rumored to come out on 4K Ultra HD this year, but I don't think it's been officially announced. And that's a film starring Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and Val Kilmer, and it's Heat. This is a fantastic heist film from Michael Mann that I have not seen in a long time that I need to revisit, and I would love to revisit it on 4K Ultra HD. I'll probably just go ahead and rewatch this Blu-ray before that happens, but this is Heat from Michael Mann. This is one I would love to see come out on 4K Ultra HD. So that's one title. The next title is a title that is probably my favorite film of 2014. It is a film that blew me away. It's the film that stars Jake Gyllenhaal, and it's Nightcrawler. I absolutely love this film. I love Jake Gyllenhaal's character in this film. You also have Rene Russo in this film as well. Jake Gyllenhaal is a young man who's on the streets, and he's looking for his next hustle. And he gets involved in television production, getting stories on the streets and selling those stories to the TV station. And Rene Russo works for the TV station, and he works with her to make money selling stories. So he also gets involved in some different types of less than ethical activities, I'll say. But this is Nightcrawler starring Jake Gyllenhaal. This is a great film and probably one of the best films that came out in 2014. I love this film. It gives me a GTA 5 vibe. It takes place in LA, and it's just a great film. I love this film, Nightcrawler. Would love to see that get a 4K release. Another title that I would love to see get a 4K release is probably my favorite Steven Spielberg film. It's from 1985 and stars Whoopi Goldberg, Danny Glover, Oprah Winfrey, Sid Caesar, an amazing cast, and it's The Color Purple. So this is a digibook that I have of the film. It's got some nice pictures in here and some write-ups of The Color Purple, but just an amazing movie. I think this is one of the most incredible coming-of-age stories ever put on film. Just seeing the character Celie, Whoopi Goldberg's character, grow from being a young girl to being a woman of courage and incredible strength. I mean, this is a journey that is one of the great coming-of-age stories that I've ever seen. So it's The Color Purple. It's from Steven Spielberg from 1985. I would love to see this come on 4K Ultra HD. So we shall see. That's The Color Purple. And then I've got a couple of Coen Brothers films that I think is probably on everybody's 4K Ultra HD wish list. And I'll just show them right here. These two movies right here. So No Country for Old Men. I mean, what more can I say about this film that hasn't already been said? This is an amazing, amazing neo-Western. I recently did Backlog Treasures Episode 2. If you haven't checked that out, I definitely recommend checking that out. And that's an episode that I did for the film Hell or High Water, starring Chris Pine and Jeff Bridges. And it's also a neo-Western along the lines of this film here from 2007, starring this incredible cast, Tommy Lee Jones, Javier Bardem, and Josh Brolin. I absolutely love this film, No Country for Old Men. If this comes out on 4K in 2022, I will be very excited. So we shall see. Fargo is another film I would love to see come out. Frances McDormand is just amazing in this film, and I just love this film. William H. Macy is great in this. This whole cast is absolutely fantastic, and this is just a fantastic drama from the Coen brothers. Fargo, love this film. So if these two films can come out on 4K Ultra HD, I'll be very, very happy. Criterion recently released Miller's Crossing on Blu-ray, but I would love it if they could do this on 4K, but we shall see. Fargo and No Country for Old Men are two Coen Brothers films I would love to see. Let me know in the comments below if you would like to see those films on 4K Ultra HD as well. But those are at the top of my list. I got a few other films here, and then I'm gonna share with you some titles that are sort of on my dream list of films that are films that I don't think are very likely to get a 4K release, but what the heck, this is a 4K wish list video, so I'll share those as well. But here's another film from Billy Wilder I would love to see get a 4K Ultra HD release. It stars William Holden, Gloria Swanson, and Eric von Stroheim. Is to me one of the greatest films ever made, and is Sunset Boulevard. I would absolutely love to see this film get a 4K Ultra HD release. With Double Indemnity coming out, his 1944 film, with that film coming out on 4K Ultra HD, I think it's only a matter of time before we see this film, Sunset Boulevard, get a 4K Ultra HD release. And I would love to see this film come out in that format. I think it would look fantastic with a new 4K master on a 4K disc. So fingers crossed that we'll see Sunset Boulevard at some point. And then another film that's in the Criterion collection that I would love to see get a 4K Ultra HD release. This is a film that I believe has a new 4K master, and I would just love to see this come out on 4K Ultra HD. There's a current Criterion Blu-ray of this film that came out a number of years ago. So a 4K Ultra HD upgrade would be very much welcome for this film. It's the Akira Kurosawa film, Seven Samurai. So I would love to see this film come out on 4K Ultra HD. I think it would be a very nice makeover for this film. So fingers crossed that we will see a 4K Ultra HD of Seven Samurai. And I'm very hopeful that a 4K would be a nice visual presentation. Of course, it depends on the elements that they have to work with, and there are source limitations, of course, that would apply in a situation like this, I would imagine. I don't know all the technical details, but I'm very hopeful that we will see a very nice 4K release of this film sometime in the near future. So Seven Samurai from Akira Kurosawa. And then the last film that I will present before I get to my pie in the sky wishes is a film that is one of the biblical epics that Charlton Heston starred in back in the 1950s. I think it's 1950s. And of course, we all know that this film, The Ten Commandments, got a recent 4K Ultra HD upgrade. So this is the Cecil D. DeMille film that I had on this Blu-ray set that came out several years ago. That's excellent, by the way. And then recently we got the 4K Ultra HD release of this film, and this is an absolutely marvelous 4K disc. So very happy to get this upgrade in 4K Ultra HD for The Ten Commandments. But there's another wonderful film that Charlton Heston starred in that I would also love to see get a 4K Ultra HD upgrade, and that is Ben-Hur. This is a film from 1959, I think it's 1959, starring Charlton Heston, and this is just one of the great epics that came out of Hollywood during this period. It's one of the greatest films that's ever been assembled, just a fantastic film starring Charlton Heston, and I would love to see this film get a 4K Ultra HD upgrade. Whether that's happening or not, I have no idea, but this is definitely on my wish list of films that I would love to see get a 4K Ultra HD edition at some point. But let me know in the comments below if you love Ben-Hur and if you would like to see that film get a 4K Ultra HD upgrade. I definitely would. So I got 3 more films here that I'm going to share that are sort of on my pie in the sky wish list. These are titles that I'm not holding my breath that I'll see these in 4K anytime soon, but these are titles that I would very much love to see get announced at some point for 4K because I love these films. So the first film is a film from 1969 from director Haskell Wexler, and it is a film that is it's actually my very first review on this channel. So if you have not seen this review of this film, check it out. It's medium cool. This is an amazing film from 1969 that deals with the boiling point that was the United States in 1968. So this deals with the events surrounding the Democratic National Convention in Chicago in 1968, and Robert Forster stars in this film. This is an amazing film that I simply cannot recommend enough. It's one of my absolute favorite additions in the Criterion Collection, and I just love this film, and I think this film would look great on 4K Ultra HD. Of course, here you have a new 4K digital film transfer, restored 4K digital film transfer. So there is a 4K restoration available for this title. I would just love to see that 4K restoration appear on a 4K disc, or if they're going to do a new 4K master. I'm not sure what they would do, but I would love to see this film in 4K at some point, medium cool. This is just a great film. Let me know in the comments if you like that film. This next film is a film that is probably it is my favorite Clint Eastwood film. Absolutely, without a doubt. It's his directorial debut from 1971, and it's Play Misty for Me. So this is an amazing film starring Clint Eastwood. He directed it as well, starring Jessica Walter, who recently passed away. This is just an absolutely incredible film. It is the precursor to films like Fatal Attraction. Those films came from this movie here, Play Misty for Me. I absolutely love this film. He's playing a DJ in Northern California. He gets involved with a woman who's a psycho, and the rest is history. This is a great film. It's a great shocker, and I love it. It's from 1971, Play Misty for Me. If this is ever announced for 4K, I will just be over the moon. This would be a great movie on 4K. Play Misty for Me. So fingers crossed for that. And the last film that I'm going to put on my dream list is a film from Brian De Palma starring Angie Dickinson in a classic role, and it's Dressed to Kill. So this is the 1980 film, yes, 1980 film starring Angie Dickinson and Michael Caine in this great film from Brian De Palma. I would love to see this film released on 4K Ultra HD. Of course, here you have a new restored 4K digital transfer. You have a 4K restoration of this film already. It would be great to see this film released on 4K Ultra HD. So that's Dressed to Kill. So those are the films that are on my 4K Ultra HD wish list. Let me know in the comments below what titles, what films do you most want to see released on the 4K Ultra HD format? I'm sure there are several films that I haven't even thought about that I would also love to see on 4K Ultra HD. Let me know in the comments section what those films are that you would love to see come out on this format. Let me know that in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time at the movies. Peace.